The room that doesn't exist. A group of three urban explorers, Tom, Mia, and Jared, ran a YouTube channel dedicated to documenting abandoned places. Their latest challenge was exploring an old psychiatric hospital deep in the woods. It had been closed for decades after a fire destroyed much of the building. Locals warned them not to go, sharing stories about a room that doesn't exist, a room where patients disappeared without a trace. The hospital was massive, its charred walls and broken windows looming against the darkening sky. The trio started filming, cracking jokes to lighten the mood as they stepped through the crumbling entrance. Inside, the air was damp and thick with mildew. Graffiti covered the walls, and discarded medical equipment lay scattered on the floors. They explored the main hallway first, documenting peeling paint, shattered glass, and haunting remnants of patient files. But as they moved deeper into the building, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew colder, and their flashlights began to flicker. Strange noises echoed around them, footsteps that were not theirs, and faint whispers too low to understand. This is the perfect for the video, Jared whispered, grinning nervously. They found a staircase leading to the basement. As they descended, Mia stopped suddenly. Did you hear that? She asked, her voice trembling. The others shook their heads. I swear I heard someone calling my name, she muttered. The basement was pitch black. At the end of the corridor, they found a heavy metal door slightly ajar. A rusted sign above it read Room 13, but something about it felt wrong. The numbering on the other doors skipped directly from 12 to 14. Tom turned to the camera. Guys, this must be the room everyone talks about. They pushed the door open, revealing a small empty space. The walls were covered in deep scratch marks, and the air smelled of burnt wood and decay. In the center of the room stood an old chair with restraints. Suddenly, the door slammed shut. Hey, not funny, Jared shouted, assuming Tom or Mia had done it. It was not me, Tom yelled, panic setting in. They rushed to the door, but it wouldn't budge. Their flashlight flickered again before shutting off completely, plunging the room into darkness. Then came the whispers, low at first, then louder, surrounding them. The voices sounded distorted, overlapping in an eerie chant. Jared pulled out his phone for light, but the screen only showed static. What the hell is happening? Mia screamed, clutching Tom's arm. The walls began to move. At first, it looked like the shadows were shifting, but then they realized the scratch marks on the walls were growing deeper, as though an unseen force was clawing its way towards them. A loud thud echoed through the room. Jared turned the camera toward the chair, and they saw it, something hunched and skeletal, its eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. It sat in the car, it sat in the chair, its head twitching unnaturally. Get out, it hissed, its voice inhuman and guttural. The trio screamed, banging on the door. Just as they thought they would never escape, the door swung open and they stumbled into the hallway. They didn't stop running until they were outside, gasping for air. Back at home, Jared reviewed the footage. To their horror, the camera had captured things they hadn't seen at the time: shadowy figures moving behind them, faces peering out from the walls, and the skeletal figure slowly emerging in the room. But the final shot was the most chilling. As they ran out of the hospital, the camera swung toward the doorway of room 13. The figure stood there, staring directly into the lens, its lips curling into a jagged smile. The video went viral, but Jared, Tom, and Mia refused to explore again. They all reported the same recurring nightmare, being trapped in room 13, the walls closing in as the whispers grew louder. 2 months later, 2 months later, Jared disappeared. His apartment was empty, his belongings untouched, except for his camera, which sat on his desk. The last video on it was a recording of him staring blankly at the lens, whispering, "It's my turn to stay in the room."